believe it's snowing inside the train. So it's Christmas. It's 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Yep.
And we just got here.
Just got here.
Glory. Can we do this every week?
I don't think so.
We got services at 2 and 4 today. And we've got 3 more tomorrow, 2 more tomorrow? Three more tomorrow. So we're going to do Sunday services and Monday services.
Yep.
Christmas Eve, tomorrow being Christmas Eve. Hello, Bryce. Are you going to ditch your campus and play with us?
No.
Please?
We don't have a service at Hillsboro tonight, but I will be leading upstairs for students. We're actually doing a bunch of AC/DC spin-offs, Highway to Heaven.
Look at the photo bomb in the back.
I have a Christian adaptation band of AC/DC called ACBC.
ACBC.
Or ADBC, excuse me.
ADBC, yes.
And we're doing some of my...
The birth of Jesus is right in the middle.
Some of my... It's actually a cross, not a thunderbolt, in the logo. And
should be a manger.
Some of my...
It should be a manger.
It should be a manger.
Because that's
Why
right.
not?
What AC?
Yeah. But yeah, it's at the crux of it all.
I can't say
But
it. Okay,
we're doing some of my favorite covers. Highway to Heaven.
Highway to Heaven.
Heaven's Bells. Spirit Struck. Fun fact, Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap still works if you adapt it to the story of Judas.
There's a completely separate weather system happening inside that train right now.
Merry Christmas,
That was a nice
everybody.
turnaround reveal. I understand you learned how to play this
Yes.
in an afternoon.
Upright bass. Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean, I knew how to play it. I just.
Well, it's got strings and the appearance of frets. There's not actually frets on it.
I would encourage all of us to just, make sure our hearts are ready to serve and worship and, still away, whatever you need to do for that. Just make sure that we are leading in excellence. And but let's pray. Let's bless the food. Fuller, can you pray for us?
It would be an honor and a privilege. Thank you, brother. It is the most wonderful time of the year, unless you don't know who Jesus is. And Lord, so I just pray that today, more than anything, God, that people who walk through these doors hurting find healing. Lord, people who walk through these doors who don't know you find you.
It's 1:30. Service starts in 30 minutes.
You
So it's Christmas Eve today. We're back, day number 2. Services 3, 4, and 5. Numbers 3, 4, and 5. We have services today at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. It's 12:30 right now, which is our call time. We're gonna do another full run through in 8 minutes. It's 12:32, I should say. This is what I was thinking we could talk about. Fuller and I were gonna hit this. Tips for pulling off big creative elements.
The biggest thing is knowing why you want to do a specific creative element.
Right.
I think sometimes, we can be guilty of, and I certainly have, of just in church, especially Christmas, Easter, the big stuff of trying to just do flash just for the sake of flash, or something cool because we think it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I think you have to take that into account, because people are coming, inviting their friends to something, see it on social media, maybe it's something they can connect with them, but that shouldn't be the only reason we're doing creative element. What's really cool about this service is we have some great creative elements, but the reason we're doing it is to take people on a journey where ultimately they can accept Christ. And yesterday we had 190 salvations and we had 247 rededications, and we're not even halfway through. So what God did was amazing, using for us, our pastor in the movie Polar Express, to be able to then create that moment where we give people an opportunity to accept Jesus and believe.
We're in the middle of this series we're calling
Christmas in the movies.
All of our messages are kind of like video, like interspersed with movie footage, and then you guys did green screen stuff and put Benji
A lot of green
in
screen
the movies.
Yep.
But like
Takes
you might have
hours.
noticed, our set is the Polar Express.
Suddenly.
So that was this weekend was Polar
That's what
Express.
Fuller-
Pulling snow and it falls from backstage. I'll give it to you. It's squeaky.
So today we're talking how to pull off creative elements, and whatever else comes to our mind. Dave shared you need to have vision behind it. Have a reason to do it. Don't
why.
just do it just to do it.
Sure.
Because you saw somebody do it on YouTube.
Terrible idea.
I have a couple. How about this? Don't try and do something so hard or so difficult that like you kill yourselves and your team and everyone hates each other or barely gets it together in time. Like if you're gonna do it for Christmas or Easter or something, you don't want like everybody to be just unnecessarily tense because you've tried to do something.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Because you've tried to do something so difficult that nobody can pull it off. But on the other hand, it's a good idea to push. You should push yourself, and your team a little bit.
Yeah, you got to know your limits.
Right.
Know your limits.
Yeah.
I would say as you're choosing creative elements, to choose them based on your team and your personnel. Maybe you have a person on your team that's like a concert pianist.
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be a great time to just just pull out the sheet music that Handel's Messiah and just let them sight read it. I mean, most people would be in the audience going, whoa. But there are simple things too, like, we're doing Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
And we have about 5 little drummer boys all over the stage. We gave pretty much everyone without an instrument a drum. And we're like, hit this. And because the reality is this, like, you don't need a marching band.
Right.
Although that would be cool. I mean, almost everyone can go,
Almost.
Almost everyone. And the ones that can't, hopefully it'll be drowned out in the mix.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's really simple. I mean, honestly, the hardest part about that is getting a bunch of drums.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's a good point too. Like, something a little different is really all you need.
That's
you don't
good.
have to go crazy.
Different is good.
My other point is steal something. Like,
steal
lots
like an
of
artist.
churches have done. Steal like an artist.
Steal like an artist.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lots of churches have done lots of cool things, and most of them, if are willing to share, like if a church did a video thing, like
reach out to them. Hey, can we
reach
grab that
out
video?
and say like, hey, I saw this thing on YouTube. You did it was awesome. We did that one year for a big opener, and the church that we saw it on, they gave us like all their stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you don't have to come up with everything. It doesn't have to be like completely original.
Yeah.
Like if you see something cool, like just copy
Yeah.
it. I don't think there's any shame in that.
Yeah, and I think my biggest tip, my biggest advice for doing big creative moments is do them well in advance. Because the one thing that kills creativity is the lack of time to execute. And so if you want to do something elaborate, like, hey, we're going to have a keyboard that shoots lasers, that's something you may want to start working on a few months ago. Like, when it comes, and here's my general philosophy, if it's like a week before, if it's like a week before, your creative options are reduced tremendously, and that's where you start killing yourself. You want to just not wait to the last minute with super creative stuff.
So let's recap. Dave's point was, have a purpose and a vision behind what you're doing, and everything
Always.
you do has to be pointing people to Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't do something that's so difficult that you're going to kill yourself and your team.
Yeah.
But do something that stretches you.
Yeah.
Plan it out. Don't be afraid to steal somebody else's awesome idea.
Steal. Yeah.
Borrow. Steal's a bad word. How about honor them by using it?
That's
their
right.
idea.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
There you go.